Couple topics we floating through today. Can you lose weight eating only McDonald's for 100 days straight? We got a story talking about that. What is the Fed Now service and how will it impact the way we all handle our money? We're going to talk about that also in case you haven't heard about that. And are you looking for a brand new car? Because you might be in luck. Tesla lowered them prices. We're going to talk about all that and a whole bunch more. That's coming up. You kicking it with KC, baby. Yeah, man. Popular topics, pop tops that may or may not be talked about in the news with yours truly, KCMC, 10 plus years on the radio and more. Let's get into it. This first topic right here coming from today.com. Kevin Maginnis is celebrating his birthday without cake because he is eating only from McDonald's in an effort to lose weight. He orders 3 meals a day but only eats half of each to reduce his calorie intake. He saves the rest for his next meal. Since starting in February, he has lost a total of 33 pounds and lowered his cholesterol significantly. His wife has also joined him and lost 3 pounds. Maginnis' approach is focused on portion control and only eating when he's physically hungry. He's not bored with the food and there's plenty of variety on the McDonald's menu. Maginnis' goal is to lose 50 pounds in 100 days and he's well on his way to achieving it. Now, contrary to popular belief, this man is out here trying to prove, I guess he's trying to prove that you can eat McDonald's and or fast food in general and still lose weight. He says he's really focused on the portions. So it's not about what you eat necessarily, it's how much you eat. You ever heard the term, too much of anything will kill you? Yeah, that's exactly what, I feel like this is an ode to that. Now, it's not just him eating McDonald's 3 times a day and sitting on his butt. He is including exercise in the way he feels. There's some type of physical activity. And like he said, he's not eating the whole thing. He probably eat half now and the other half later, which doesn't sound bad. And he said he doesn't eat until he's physically hungry, like he's feeling it in his stomach. Some of y'all out there getting 4 for $4s just because it's cheap and you see a McDonald's right around the corner. See, now you're just being hungry and greedy. And that's why America is big now. That's what my girls say. And that's why we big now. You see what I'm saying? So my man's just proving, and listen, we don't know if this is true. This is the same thing. This is, if you ask me, we saw this with Jared Fogle at Subway, when he was allegedly eating only Subway and lost weight, and he was just walking to the Subway. This is literally dang near the same exact thing. Contrary to the popular Super Size Me documentation or documentary that came out maybe like 10 years ago now, like 2005 or so, where my man was eating McDonald's so much on a daily basis, he ended up throwing up and getting sick. So this is, in a way, kind of going against that, proving that you can eat fast food and still lose weight. Although a lot of scientists in this article specifically did say, you're still eating some unhealthy stuff. It's high in sodium. It's not necessarily real beef or real material. I mean, you probably get a little substance from it, but, you get some calories and all of that. But other than that, you're not really eating anything with real nutrition, to be honest with you. But, with McDonald's pricing, some people argue that buying food is cheaper than cooking food nowadays with inflation. I don't know about that. I think it's a toss-up depending on what you're eating. But overall, when you're eating and cooking and eating your food, you have more control over what you're eating, the portions, and the nutrients. That's more important to me. So do I believe somebody is actually eating McDonald's for 100 days straight and losing pounds, losing weight? Absolutely. But like he said, he ain't just sitting on his ass. He's actually walking, doing physical activity. And he's watching what he eat. He's only eating portions. He ain't stuffing his mouth with the fries and dipping it with the burger and all of that and eating the shake. That's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Is it real or not? Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Let's switch it up real quick, man. I got another topic for you real quick. I want to talk about this Fed Now situation. Now, this story right here is coming from federalreserve.gov. This is the official government website. The Federal Reserve has announced that the Fed Now service will launch in July and has provided further details on its preparations for the launch. The Fed will start the formal certification of participants in the first week of April, with early adapters completing a customer testing and certification program to prepare for sending live transactions through the system. The certification includes a comprehensive testing curriculum with defined expectations for operational readiness and network experience. The FedNow service will launch with a robust set of core clearing and settlement functionality and value-added features, with more features and enhancements to be added in future releases to support safety, resilience, and innovation in the industry as the FedNow network expands in the coming years. Whatever. You know what that basically means? The federal government of the United States is coming out with their own version of Cash App. This is literally coming out in the heels of, well, you know what? This story actually goes back to March 15th, coming from the federal government's website. The founder, one of the founders, Bob Lee of Cash App, who was recently found killed because he was stabbed to death in California, I believe San Francisco. This story about the FedNow service has become more popular now since he's passed away, or since his murder, I guess we could say. Now, is there a correlation between the federal government releasing this program and the co-founder of popular app Cash App, the financial transaction, digital financial transaction company, the founder of that dying or being murdered? Who knows if there's a relation? But what I will say is, we can't overlook all coincidences, right? It could be a coincidence, but we can't just overlook that. Now, are people going to use this FedNow app or this FedNow service? They may get some of the older generation. You know, they might say, hey, if you want to get your tax refund quicker, download the FedNow app, service app. You'll get your taxes back in 7 days. You'll probably get people to mess around with it. Other than that, why do we need that? Is the federal government going to be sending us money? Or you want us to be sending money to each other using a federal government app where things are monitored a little bit more different? I don't necessarily see the reason for this. Which is why I'm like, why no arrest been made? This is like Bob Lee is like he's like a trilogy in the Tupac and Biggie murders at this point. I mean, without the rapping though, but he's made an impact on the culture with the Cash App. You feel me? That's all I'm saying. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show 313-466-4386. Are you going to use this FedNow app? What's the point of that? Let's switch it up, man. We got another topic to talk about. Tesla dropping them prices. APnews.com. You looking for a new car? EVs might be the future. Tesla lowered the electric vehicle prices in the U.S. for the third time this year in a bid to boost demand as interest rates rise. The company's slow-selling S large sedan and X big SUV saw the largest cuts of $5,000, while most popular vehicle, the Y small SUV, was lowered by $2,000. Now, they did have 3 other models, their smaller sedans. They were cut by only like $1,000. And that's because, you know, basically Tesla's sales didn't hit the expectations they thought it was going to hit by a significant portion, by the way. So they're trying to attract more people to buy these electric vehicles. Now, what I like to say as a consumer and a businessman is this lets me know that you have plenty of room for margin. So, yeah, continue to lower those prices. I personally, I'm interested in an electric vehicle. I want an electric vehicle, specifically Tesla, but I'll take any other model that competes with it. I haven't done spec-to-spec comparisons, but I like what Tesla is offering right now. I like that it's on the. I like seeing it on the road. Haven't seen a Tesla pulled over on the side yet. You know, maybe that's because certain people have it and they can afford the service. But what I'm saying is, ultimately, I'm not against having an electric vehicle. I think that's the way, especially with gas prices going up. I don't finance cars. I don't believe in it. But I'll probably finance a car if it's an electric vehicle, because I believe it'll save me money in the end. I don't know. But Tesla's dropping those prices. Who's trying to get an electric vehicle for real, for real? Now that Tesla has lower prices, would you get a Tesla? Would you get an electric vehicle at all? Are you interested in that? Do you feel like that's the future? Or when would you get an electric vehicle? Let me know. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. We about to go ahead and switch it up, man. We got to get up out of here, man. We about to talk about music and the audio audit real quick. You know what I'm saying, man? Cheers. All right, so we listened to a project from DJ Drama. It's called I'm Really Like That. This was 14 tracks, 45 minutes. Now, if you know me, I know I like my projects, my musical projects, to be between 30 and 45 minutes. It's not too short that I don't take it serious, not too long that I don't get bored. This was right on that edge, 45 minutes. As I was listening to it, I was just starting to think, man, this boy is starting to get a little bit long. But then it started to wrap up. So what I will say, out of 14 songs, about 8 of them stood out to me. For various reasons, though. I wrote them down. I mean, it was 14 tracks. Let me tell you the 8 that stood out to me. Raised Different, featuring Nipsey Hussle, a posthumous verse from Nipsey Hussle and Jeezy. Both, the verse was mid. It wasn't like the lyrics were super crazy and nothing like that. The beat was mid. I think a lot of people are trying to use Nipsey Hussle verses now that they had tucked away for whatever reason. Maybe they thought it was trash before, now they want to put it out. Whatever the case may be, I feel like this didn't do his legacy no justice. And this was just a lot of hype. But that's just me. FMFU featuring Roddy Ricch, Gucci Mane, and Lil Wayne. I like this actually. Gucci Mane went off. Weezy went off per usual. It was a nice song. I didn't really like Roddy Ricch's hook though. It could have been better. Free Game, 42 Doug featuring Lil Uzi Vert. I like this song. I must say it must be because I'm biased. Being from Detroit, 42 Doug being from Detroit, it had that Detroit beat to it also. Yo, I already fell in love with it. So Free Game was for sure one of them bangers on there. Wiz Khalifa, T.I., and Simba was on the track called No Weakness. They were spitting some lyrics on there. Not gonna lie, it was a couple lyrics on there. Beat was straight. Mockingbird Valley featuring Jack Harlow. That's one of the artists that DJ Khaled had discovered. That was actually pretty nice. Jack Harlow was coming with it on that. He sounded like a young Drake. An all-white Drake. Moneybagg Yo and Offset, they were on a song called On Delay. I'm biased. I like Offset as a rapper, so I like that song. It was kind of mid, not gonna lie. I've heard better songs from Offset, but On Delay was nice. And then Iron Right by Boosie and OMB Peasy. That was aight. I really like, the hook was a little catchy to the beat, riding the beat, but other than that, the lyrics, yeah. So it is what it is. But let me tell you, probably the hardest song on the whole project, Jeezy Came Back. I ain't gonna hold you. The second from last song on there with just Jeezy on there. That boy went hard. I don't know what song that was that it sampled, but that boy went hard. I ain't gonna lie, boy. I ain't gonna hold you. That's something that I be saying. I ain't gonna lie. And that boy went hard, boy. So that was probably the hardest song out of them all. 8 songs that stood out to me. Don't necessarily mean they were fire, but 8 songs out of 14 that just made a difference. And I was like, let me write this down. That's not bad. That's over half. I'll probably say out of the 8 songs, maybe 3 of them I feel like are solid and I will actually put into my personal rotation and playlist. Other than that, pretty decent project. Not too mad at it. Not too long. But let me know what you think about DJ Khaled as an artist, as a DJ, a producer. Let me know what you think about I'm Really Like That as a project if you listen to it. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Let's switch it up. God damn. About to talk about scenes I saw recently in Corn Stream, know what I mean? Toast, you feel me? Drinking some beer. We listened to we watched Monique. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I just be flowing with the show. Monique, My Name is Monique. We watched this on Netflix, no endorsement. How long was this, man? This was like a minute. Oh, I'm sorry, not a minute. An hour, 16 minutes long. All right, so let me tell you about this, bro. Monique, after battling with Netflix, she said Netflix wasn't offering her the right amount of money to do a special. This was years ago. It was a public battle between her and Netflix. Long story short, she ended up getting a Netflix special now, right? So a lot of hype behind it, right? I never saw Monique as a super funny comedian. I don't see too many female comedians as funny comedians. As But I will say that is starting to change a lot. Shantae Waynes, Ada Rodriguez, and a few other ones. Even Flame Monroe, if you want to call her a female. Starting to be a little bit funny. But what I will say about Monique in this special, she had some funny moments. Some. But in the first 25 minutes, this girl cussed so much. I was like, damn. I started to blush. And I cuss a lot, bro. I cuss a lot. Yo, she cussed so much. Probably in every sentence in the first 25 minutes. I wrote that down, bro. It was cringeworthy. That, after getting past that, I feel like she almost realized she was cussing too much. But after getting past that, or maybe she continued to cuss a lot, she talked some real stuff. I will give her that. She talked about being in 3 marriages. She said she had to learn her place in her marriage to a black man. I respect that. I understand that. And I was like, okay, I see what you're doing. Sending a message out there. Okay, I'm listening, Monique. Then she spoke about being attracted to women, but didn't want to tell her grandmother. She kind of wrapped it up with that. But that was kind of crazy because I'm sitting up here listening to the intro music when she first came out, and I told my girl on Everything I Love, I said, man, why she coming out to this gay pride, I'm coming out type of music instrumental? And then as the show ended, she said this, and then it ended with that same instrumental. I'm like, oh, okay. Because she basically came out on stage. But anyway, I mean, she said she liked women, but she don't want to actually be with women. So whatever that means. It wasn't really funny, like I said. I felt like it was a bunch of "girl, I know that's right" moments, like a lot of black women neck jerking, urban, that type of stuff. It was a lot of. She was expecting a lot of people to say that, "girl, ooh, I know that right." That type of crap. I can't relate to that, so I didn't like that. But you know, after a while, she actually started to be a little bit funny, so I'll give her that. Would I recommend it? No, unless you like a mama or an auntie. If you a mama or an auntie, I would recommend this. Go off in the live chat in the comments, call into the show. Let me know what you think about Monique. My Name is Monique on Netflix. No endorsement. Call into the show or go off in the live chat in the comments. 313-466-4386. Let's switch. Let's talk about sports, baby. I feeling myself because my family gone. From the stands of a sports fan, my man's Pots and Pans. First and foremost, talking about Tank and Gervonta Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia fighting April 22nd, Saturday, 2 weeks away. Everybody is expecting it, probably the biggest fight of the year. It's an actual fight, not nothing that the fighters just doing for money. They're doing this for their reputation also. So I'm expecting to see a knockout, at least a knockdown. But I want to see a knockout. You feel me? So let me see that, man. That's what I want to see. Other than that, I was supposed to go to Chicago, take the weekend off to go see it, but my girl want to see it, but I think she about to leave and go to Chicago without me, bro. Don't that sound bogus as hell? Hey, man, real quick, let's talk about UConn. UConn won the men's NCAA championship basketball. So shout out to the UConn men's basketball team winning the championship. Who did they go against? Not San Diego State. Was it San Diego State? I can't even remember, but I don't know. It was not entertaining, for real. You know, it is what it is. So shout out to UConn for getting that win. All right, I think we got something for the NFL. We got something for the NFL? Yeah. All right, Cam Newton named 9 quarterbacks that he would like to play backup for. He said, hey, I never said I wouldn't play backup for someone. I'll play backup if you hire me. Obviously, beginning in his career, his ego was too high for him to play quarterback. Now he's at a point where he's like, I just want to be in the league. And I'll play backup for somebody. And he named 9 quarterbacks with whom he would love to play backup to. Now you being picky about that. All right, let me see. Who you talking about? Number 1. Not in order, but Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. Chicago Bears, Justin Fields. Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson. Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa. Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts. Tennessee Titans, Malik Willis, who's not currently a starter. Washington Commanders, Sam Howell and Aaron Rodgers, who is eventually expected to play for the New York Jets. Must I add that 7 out of those 9 players are the only black quarterbacks in the league. Coincidence? I think not. The only people that's a surprise to me the only person is Sam Howell, because I've never heard of him. I don't know what he's doing. This dude even chose a black quarterback who's not even a starter with the Tennessee Titans, Malik Willis. He said, I'll play behind him. He said, basically, I'll play third string behind him. Bro, that's so funny when I think about it. He want to get in the league so bad. He said, yo, I will sit on the bench, bro, and be third string quarterback. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Nowadays, the odds of a second or third string quarterback coming into the game, very high. You got a lot of very frugal, injury-prone quarterbacks or even players in the season nowadays. So they'll get up out of there quick, and you gotta rely on your second-string quarterback. And your second-string quarterback isn't necessarily trained in real game activities like that, which can make them more prone to injuries. And then you got your third-string quarterback. So that's just what I think. I understand you trying to get in the league, Cam. I feel like you should have put the Lions on there. I don't know what you're doing about that. I know you don't want to play behind Jared Goff, but boy, get you a spot. I see Jared Goff getting injured. I hope not, because he was doing decent in the second half of the season. But anyway, don't let me go on a rant like that. But anyway, that's pretty much it in regards to the NFL. All right, we got big NBA talk right here. If you don't like sports, you better get your ass up out of here, bro. Because I got something to talk about with the NBA. So NBA-wise, let's talk about it. I really want to talk about 2 things. The playoff updates, which we'll get into right now. The NBA and the NBPA new collective bargaining agreement. Now, they reached a new tentative agreement on a collective bargaining agreement that will begin this summer and last for 7 years, with either side being able to opt out a year early. Now, the NBPA is the National Basketball Players Association. They basically represent the players of the league. You have the NBA, the league itself, the entity. Then you have the actual players who are, fighting for different rights and want certain accommodations and things of that nature. So here's a few key things that we should take away from their collective bargaining agreement that probably the fans should even be aware of, right? The new CBA will introduce an in-season tournament with 4 tournament games being added to the regular 80-game schedule. And the 2 teams that make the tournament final will play an 83rd game that won't count in the standings. We've been hearing a lot about this play-in tournament, play-in tournament that. What effect does this have on their standings? What effect does this have on their playoff run? Tell me, I think a lot of us just really want to hear that. Other than that, what is the point of this? Is this the extra play-in to the playoffs? An 83rd game that doesn't count in the standings? I don't understand why you're playing that then. You might have superstars of these teams who just don't even want to play and want to sit out. We already seeing that now. LeBron James, Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, other superstars on these teams are sitting down towards the end of the season. With your playing, the customers and the people that come to pay to see these games, we want to see top players. So you adding this game just for the money, that kind of makes me mad. I don't understand that. But anyway, 83rd game, in-game tournament or in-season tournament is what they're going to add. Okay, players will have to appear in at least 65 games to be eligible for top individual awards like MVP, and the maximum value of contract extensions will increase also. Players going to get more money, and you can't be riding the bench for the majority of the season, averaging a certain amount of points and assists, when your average is skewed because you only played a third or 2/3 of the season, half of the season. Kyrie Irving, I'm talking to you. And different players, you're averaging a certain amount because you ain't playing 82 games. Yeah, play the whole 82 games and see what your average is then. So yeah, you got to play at least 65 games, which I think is at least fair. 20 games on average, maybe you sick, maybe something happened, maybe you get a serious injury. Okay, I get it. I think it should be like 75, 70, 70. 65, okay, I'm not mad at that. But anyway, that's the big thing. The CBA will include a second luxury tax level, which will keep teams from using their mid-level exception to sign players, and won't have an upper level spending limit that will have installed an absolute ceiling on what each team can spend each season. I don't think we really care about that. But another key thing from this is the new CBA won't allow high school players to enter the NBA draft. That's a common policy that was discussed, but they say it won't change in the foreseeable future. So they still saying you got to do the one and done rule, go to college, and then come to the league. They're trying to change that and say, why can't people just come straight from high school to the league? Which I agree with too, especially if you're physically capable. Why not? The last player we really, I can't say last player LeBron, but it's like, come on, man. Like, why not do it, bro? As soon as you graduate from high school, you need a job anyway. Let's make this real too. Now, I don't know how true this is. I don't know the details, but I was watching Ticket and Truth on Showtime Basketball on YouTube. No endorsement. Shout out to YouTube. But they mentioned that also part of this new CBA, collective bargaining agreement, players get an opportunity to invest their money from their salary into the actual team. Now, I feel like that's very interesting. This is going to make people feel more invested in the team, and I feel that possibly play harder, take it a little bit more serious, knowing if you win a championship or do certain things, you actually get some of that piece of that pie too. I'm not mad at this. The company also, instead of paying them a salary, they can use that as an investment. Hey, I can use this money towards investments, capital, and and maybe get another player. Maybe get them the resources that they're asking for to make them a better player and make their training more better. You see what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that part if that's true, or whatever the details of it is. So, new CBA announced, collective bargaining agreement in the NBA. I think it'll have a crazy impact. A lot of stuff going on in the NBA right now. I'm going to try to look at the standings right now if we can. My internet goes very, very slow while I'm live. So we'll see how this turns out. NBA standings as of right now. Eastern and Western Conference. The regular season is pretty much dwindling, ending up real soon. And we got the playoffs starting April 11th. No, the play-in tournament starts April 11th. And the playoffs starting on the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to look at what the potential matchups will be as of right now. I'm sorry, the playoffs start on the 15th. Play-in tournament start on the 11th. So right now you got the Phoenix Suns and the Clippers playing the 4 and 5 seed. The Sacramento Kings and Golden State playing the 3 and 6 seed. Then you got Memphis Grizzlies at the number 2 seed playing whoever wins between the Lakers and the Pelicans. And then you got Minnesota and Oklahoma City playing in the play-in tournament. They're going to play the number 1 seed, Denver. That's in the West. In the East, Cleveland Cavaliers against New York Knicks in the 4 and 5 seed. Philly 76ers in the 3 seed against the Brooklyn Nets in the 6 seed. And then Boston Celtics in the number 2 seed going to play the winner in the play-in tournament between Miami and Atlanta. And then you got Toronto and Chicago in the play-in tournament. Whoever wins that, possibly playing Milwaukee Bucks in the number 1 seed in the East. That's what we're looking at right now. Playing starts very, very soon. We looking forward to that. I know I sure am. I have no predictions as of right now, but if you got any predictions, why don't you go off in the live chat in the comments and let me know right now. 313-466-4386. We about to go ahead and switch it up and get up out of here, man. But before we do that, check this out. Thinking out loud real quick. You know what I really hate, bro? I can't stand people nowadays have a full conversation with other people, especially when I see it on YouTube podcasts. And they be like, man, what is, I don't know, man. What is, who won the NBA championship in 1976? I don't know. It could have been anybody, man. Well, I guess we'll never know. They said the whole time with a smartphone in their hand. Bro, why do people pay thousands of dollars for these iPhones if you're not about to use the technology, bro? We literally have ChatGPT out now. People still won't even utilize that just to find answers to common questions. Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody? Y'all asked a question that y'all feel like don't nobody know, when you can definitely just look it up on the internet, Google it, or even chat GPT it? I hate when people do that, bro. We've come too far in technology for y'all to be acting stupid now. And y'all pay too much money for these phones. That's just me thinking out loud. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. We about to get up out of here, man. Before we do that, I should say, do me a favor. Kick it with KCMC on all social medias. That's KIWKCMC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and Snapchat, and all that. That's at KIWKCMC, the abbreviations for Kick It with KCMC. And please follow my sponsor also, Team Elite. They on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also at Team Elite 313. That's at TEAMELITE 313. And check out their premium urban-based athleisure wear. That's athletic leisure wear, casual wear, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tech fleece jogger sets, varsity sets, and more. It's all on their website, teamelite313.com. Ask your mom, baby. Appreciate you for kicking it with KC. Got a nice little pop-up show for you. Check this out. We're going to try to do the show again tomorrow and Sunday because I got the free time now. Not necessarily free time, but I have the availability. So kick it with KCMC. Make sure you subscribe if you got this far. Hit the like button. Drop a couple dollars to the show so we can grow. We appreciate that. And tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll see you tomorrow.